reciprocate with each other. So this is how this is what is a measure of one's advancement in devotional service. How much one is actually ready to offer everything to the Supreme Lord. So at this point, after the Lord has bestowed his benedictions upon him, Prahlad Maharaj also glorified the Lord's activities. He said that the Asuras are generally enemies of the Supreme Lord. So, how much favor you have been showing upon us Asuras, who are born of a demoniac seed, demoniac dynasties, who maintain eternal enmity toward you. Such favor is not even given to personalities like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, even the goddess of fortune. So we consider ourselves more fortunate than these great personalities. And then the Lord asked Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, you all please go along with your family to the Sutala now and then live there peacefully. And then whoever, don't fear that because Indra is in heaven and he may actually obstruct your happiness there. No. And not only Indra, no one can actually harm you. As far as the Asuras are concerned, your own people, my Chakra will take care of them. I personally will come and you will be able to see me there. Not only your material enjoyment is taken care, but also your spiritual advancement is taken care. So, since you see me fully, always there, you will always be able to remember me, and thereby you will not actually be lost in material life. So, I will protect your spiritual consciousness, and I also will award you material prosperity with which you can be happy both in this world and in the next to come. So this is the Lord's favor on the devotee. Ananyas chintayantamam yajanah paripasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam ahamyaham. Saying, I will preserve what you have and I will provide what you lack. So the Lord, true to his word, asked the devotees true to his word to maintain his surrender and truthfulness and devotion to the Supreme Lord. The Lord is also so much unequally, if not more, to actually reciprocate in a proportion which is incalculable. That's why it's called Urukrama. So, in this way, this whole pastime is getting to a summary, to completion. So, in this verse, verse number 10, which we have discussed in the previous verse, Vatsa Prahrada Vadramte Prayahi Sutalalayam Modamana Swapautrena Nyatina Sukamavaha. You live in the Sutala happily. Go to Sutala and live along with your family members. So, devotional service does not mean that you need to give up any sort of enjoyment. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Grihe thako ya vaneva thako, sadahari bole thako, sukhe dukha bolan nako, padane harinam korore, gaye gaura madhusware, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Grihe te thako ya vane thako, saying, Either you live in a house or live in a jungle. It doesn't matter. सुखे दुखे बोलो नाखो वदने हरिनाम करो रे. So never matter whether it is happiness or distress. Gai Gaura Madhusware. So Lord Gauranga is singing in a sweet melodious tone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So chant Hare Krishna and make your life successful. And that is the only thing which is of any substance in our lives. Otherwise, we have so many things which we lack here, which we can be angry at, which we can be feel unfulfilled at, which we can feel that uh, uh, which we may feel that unfulfilled for, and which we feel troubled for, which we can feel miserable for. This is Dukkhalayam. So, but Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Saying Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. So, only the holy name and the process of devotional service. This is the only truth. Everything else is false. Everyone else will do their part in bringing our own karma to our hand. And we can be angry and be very ferocious against those instruments of our own karma. However, if we can somehow understand that there is one person who actually can stay with us, is living with us, always in our heart and reciprocating with us for all that we are, eagerly waiting towards us, to turn towards us. As Bali Maharaj has said that I just offered my obeisances mentally. So if we can do that, Tattenu kampam susamikshamaano gunjana evatma krutam vipakam kritva vapurvir vidadan namaste jiveta yogukti pade sadayatha. Saying, just with your body, mind and words, just offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord. And in any condition of life, if we can actually maintain this consciousness towards the Supreme Lord, that is actually success. Spiritual world is not something which we actually attain when we are dead, when we actually give up our life. Spiritual life can be there now with us. Jivan mukta sauchyate. Yahayasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira. Nikhilasya vyavastasu. Jivan mukta sauchyate. Yahayasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira. With your activities, with your mind, and with your words, if we can somehow maintain the consciousness in connection with Lord Krishna, even while we are living, so we can be liberated even. Jivan mukta savachyate. We can be liberated even while living. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. It is not like any other process. So it can give the highest thing to the lowest people, and in a way which is easily practicable. I don't say it is easily attainable. It is easily practicable. So it is difficult, nevertheless. I was hearing in one lecture that some devotee was asking a question to our Guru Maharaj. He was saying, considering our anarthas and situations, we don't feel confident that we will be able to finish our business in this lifetime. So Maharaj said that eagerness shall be there, and even if we think that it may take a few lifetimes for us to completely become Krishna conscious, what is a few lifetimes in uh, in respect to eternity? We have been rotting in this material world since time immemorial. So even if it takes few lifetimes for us uh, to become fully Krishna conscious, since we have started the process, uh, what is the harm? We have given millions and trillions of lives and quadrillions of lives to Maya. We have started giving our life to Krishna in this one lifetime. So how does it matter? So if we maintain that utsaha nischayat dhairya, the patience, the sobriety shall be maintained. The sobriety will come when we have uh, that fixedness in our consciousness, that if we actually can take an account of our life every day, that what is it that I am doing and what am I doing for? What is the purpose of my life? So if we can actually uh, take account of our life in that manner, people make ridiculous saying that what is that you speak and what is that you behave. Say to them that, sir, I am work in progress. And it is not to show to others what we are, but it is to us to show what we are and what we are now and what we are later. Nevertheless, we should be open for criticism and feedback. So that is our check and balance system. We shall always be able to put our head under someone else's feet and take instruction, and that is the safest thing we can have uh, in any walk of life, and more so in the field of Krishna consciousness. So this is how, since Bali Maharaj has surrendered everything, he was the Lord of the universe. He was Lord of the three worlds on one moment, and in the next, the tables turned. Everything got topsy-turvy. Now, he had a choice whether to go back on his word or to surrender everything. He chose the second option. And sure enough, the Lord have reciprocated immensely. So that's what is the beauty of the Lord and the devotee. So here we are in verse number 10. Now, the Lord is saying, Nityam drashtasi mam tatra gadapani avasthitam maddarshana mahahlada dhasta karma nibandhana. He's saying, Nityam drashtasi mam tatra. You will see me there eternally, all the time. Gadapani avasthitam. Holding club in my hand. Prabhupada translated it as Shanka Chakra Gada Hasta. And then Maddarshana Mahahlada. By seeing me, you will attain supreme bliss. Then Dvasta Karma Nibandhanaha. And the cessation of all your fruitive activities will happen, and which will cut off the bonds to this material world. Shri Sukho Vacha. आज्ञं भगवतो राजन् प्रह्लादो बलिना सह बाणं नित्यमल प्रज्ञो मूर्ध्नाधाय कृताञ्जलि. He said, Ajñam Bhagavato Rajan. So, as ordered by the Supreme Lord, Bhagavata, by the Supreme Lord, Rajan, O king, king is here is Parikshit Maharaj. Prahlada Balina Saha. So, Prahlada along with Bali, Badham iti amala prajna. Badham means yes, sir. He said yes. Iti amala prajna. His prajna is amala, pure. Mudhya adhaya. He took the order on his head. Mudhya adhaya kritanjali. So he offered obeisances. He with folded hands. And then he entered the lower planetary system. How? Parikramyadi purusham sarvasura chamupatihi pranatastatam anujñataha pravivesha mahabilam. Mahabilam is Sutala. So he's saying Bila means hole. The lower planetary systems are like holes in the ground, in the Bhumandala. That you will come to know in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So they are called Bila Swargas. So Swargas in holes. Bila means hole. Aho Bilam, big cave. Like big hole. Parikramya Adi Purusham. Parikramya Adi Purusham. After circumambulating the original person, Bhagavan, Sarva Asura Chamupatihi. Sarva Asura Chamupatihi. So Chamupati, Chamu means phalanxes, military phalanxes. Chamupatihi means the chief of the armies. Sarva Asura, Asura Chamupatihi, the chief of the military forces of the Asuras, Sarva Asuras, fall the Asuras, Pranataha. So he offered his obeisances, Pranataha. Tat Anujñataha. So he has been permitted by the Supreme Lord, Pravivesha. He entered Mahavila. He entered the lower planetary systems. Adhaho sasana adhaho asana samrajan athaha usana samrajan harirnarayanantike asinam ritwijam madhye sadasi brahmavadinam. Then what did it? Atha means thereafter. Aha means said. What did he? Who said? Usasanam. Ushana Kavihi. Ushana Kavihi is Shukracharya. So Ushasanam means Shukracharya, Rajan. O king. King means Rajan. O king. O king is here Parikshit Maharaj. Harir Narayana. So Harihi, the Supreme Lord Narayana, the Narayana is also called the Lord. Hari. Antike. Antike means nearby. Asinam Ritwijam Madhye. So, who is someone is sitting in between the Ritvijas. Who is that? Shukracharya. This is happening in the sacrificial arena of Bali. Asinam Ritwijam Madhye. So, Shukracharya is sitting amidst the Ritvijas. Sadasi. Sadasi means in the assembly. Brahmavadina, in the assembly of the followers of Vedic principles. The Supreme Lord Narayana, he addressed Shukracharya thereafter, who was sitting in the midst of the Ritvijas in the assembly of the Brahmavadis. He said to him as follows. What did he say? Brahman Santana Sishyasya Karma Chidram Vidanvataha Yattat Karma Suvaishamyam Brahmadrishtam Samam Bhavet. Is saying, oh best of the Brahmanas, Brahman, Santanu, please describe. Means, what is that? Sishyasya karma chitram. So please describe the discrepancy, karma chitram, in the following of proper activities. Vitanvataha. Vitanvata means who was performing Vedic sacrifices. He's saying, Yattat karmasu vaishamyam. Where all from which yat tat karmasu vaishamyam. That which vaishamya means discrepancy. Yat tat karmasu vaishamyam. Vishama means the contrary result. So where his karma has yielded contrary result, please describe that. Brahma drishtam. Brahma drishtam means when it is judged by Brahmanas, samam bhavet. It will become equiposed. So he's saying, O best of the Brahmanas, Sukracharya, please describe the fault or discrepancy in your disciple Bali Maharaja, who is engaged in performing sacrifices. This fault will be nullified when judged in the presence of qualified Brahmanas. So now the situation is that Bali Maharaj has already departed to Sutala. So the Acharyas are saying, so when Bali Maharaj has already departed to the Sutala, why shall there be any discussion, on his activity, whether it is good or bad? So better that discussion shall have happened in front of him. Why we are discussing after the result of that has been already given, and Bali Maharaj has already departed for Sutala. So they are saying it might be argued that since Bali Maharaj had now left the scene, how could his faults be judged? So how can his faults be judged now? So in reply to this, Lord Vishnu informed Sukracharya that there was no need for Bali Maharaj's presence, for his faults and discrepancies could be nullified if judged before the Brahmanas. So if the judgment is taken in the assembly of qualified Brahmanas, then his faults and discrepancies will be nullified. So that is how. So when the idea of discussing a person's good or bad in front of the assembly is to actually help that person. So Bali Maharaj's reputation was at stake, and the Lord nonetheless cleared, but he wants that the assembly of the Brahmanas will approve it also. So he's saying that if this is discussed in the assembly of Brahmanas, his faults will be nullified. So, but Bali Maharaj has already taken care of the roots. There are no faults. We will describe this in the further verses. I will discuss this in the next verses. Shri Shuka Uvacha Kutastat Karma Vaishamyam Yasya Karmeshwaro Bhavan Yajnesho Yajna Purushaha Sarva Bhavana Pujita. Now Shukadeva Goswami is telling his words in between. The pastime is going on, is narrating, but Sukadeva Goswami, see the mood of the speaker here. This is the beauty of Bhagavatam. We see that some personalities will interject and tell their understanding. They will do their part. It's like happening in front of our eyes. Sukadeva Goswami is now saying, he is not passively narrating what is happening. He is also actively involved in that conversation which he is speaking. Kutas tatkarma vaishamyam yasya karmeshwaro bhavan. So why he is doing that? Because he is describing this to Parikshit Maharaj. So whenever Sukadeva Goswami feels to speak something more, or he feels that the assembly in which he is speaking may need some clarification, or the Shrota, the person who is the object here, means the prime Shrota, that is Parikshit Maharaj, he needs some clarification. Sukadeva Goswami makes this. So this is how is happening here. Kutas karma vaishamyam. Where is there any counter result for the any karma? Yasya karmeshwaro bhavan yajnesho yajnapurushaha sarvabhavana bhavena pujitaha. So when the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the karma, and he is the Lord of the yajna, is the yajna purusha. He is the personification of yajna, who is the receptor of all the results of yajna, object of the yajna, and sarva bhavena. So with all respect, in all due respect, he is worshipped. So where is any vaishamya? Where is any discrepancy there? That is what Sukadeva Goswami is saying. Oh, sorry, it is not Shukracharya, Sukavacha, it is Sukravacha. Sorry. So it is Sukracharya who is describing this verse. I am sorry. So, but this kind of conversation happens with Sukadeva Goswami elsewhere also. This while describing the pastime of Putana, so Shukracharya, Sukadeva Goswami was feeling that Parikshit Maharaj may feel anxious that Krishna was only a little child and he might be harmed. So that time, so the Lord, Sukadeva Goswami is telling, reassuring Parikshit Maharaj that, wherever the holy name of the Lord.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Shyamsundar, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I think there is some disturbance in between. Are you able to hear something?
Others are also facing disturbance.
Yes, Prabhu.
Somebody else is giving a class. We are able to hear some other class. Are you also able to hear?
Yeah. Even I am able to hear.
Some Mataji is speaking something or giving some class. I don't know from where.
1 minute, Prabhu. Maybe some of the by mistake something is maybe some of the Matajis or someone who is attending this class may have played something at the back end. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Yeah.
Okay. Because everybody is on mute only, actually.
Okay. Even
everyone is on mute.
Yeah, even I am not having. Sometimes I think something like crosstalk.
Okay.
Now also it is going on, or it is stopped now?
Looks like it has stopped, Prabhu.
Okay. So I will continue then. You let me know if there is something.
Yes, Prabhu, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So Shukracharya is saying, Sarvabhavena pujitah yajnesho yajna purushah yasya karmeshwaro bhavan pujitah kutas tatkarma vaishamyam. So where is any discrepancy in the karma when the Lord of everything is present and he is satisfied completely? There shall not be any discrepancies. Varnashrama acharavata purushena parah puman Vishnu aradyate pumsaha na anyat tattosha karana. Varna ashrama acharavata purushena. So people are following purushena paraha puman. So the goal of varnashrama system of all our activities in this world, purushena parah puman Vishnu aradhyate pantha. So the goal of varnashram system is to actually worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu. For that, there are so many rules and regulations, and there are so many principles. The goal and the object is Vishnu. Na anyat tat tosha karanam. So, to act according to this principle is called varna ashrama acharana. अतः पुंपि द्विजश्रेष्ठ वर्णाश्रम विभागसः स्वानुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर हरितोषण. So to give tushti to the Supreme Lord by whoever varna ashrama, kumbhi means who is a for all men. Dvijasreshta means he is saying about that best of the twice born. Address is to the Brahmanas here. Varnashrama vibhagashaha. So that all the divisions of Varnashrama, so anushtitasya. Su anushtitasya means nicely followed dharmasya of the regulative principle. Some siddhir. So samyak rupena siddhi. So to achieve perfection perfectly in totality. That is Haritoshanam. So all the activities of Varnashrama, they will find their totality, completeness and fulfillment when Lord Hari is satisfied. So that is the understanding. Now he is giving his conclusion, Shukracharya, saying, the screen is not moving. Mantratastantrataschidram Deshakalarhavastutah Sarvam karoti nischidram Anusankirtanam tava. So this is the conclusion. Even Shukracharya is saying. What is he saying? Mantratah tantraha tantratah chidram. So chidram means discrepancy. So whatever discrepancy is there in the pronunciation of mantra, in the following the doing the tantra, in following the tantra, or in the regulative principles, desha place, kala time, arha means the recipient, vastutaha means paraphernalia, sarvam all that is karoti makes nischidram without any discrepancy. What is that? Anu sankirtanam tava. Sankirtana means chanting of the holy name. Anu sankirtana means constantly chanting the holy name of the Lord, tava of yours. Wherever there is a constant chanting of your holy name, where is the discrepancy which has been brought over by mantra? Where is the result of discrepancy which has been brought over by not being able to follow proper mantra, tantra, desha, kala, arha, vastutaha? Everything is nullified, he said. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Harer Nama Eva Kevalam. Kalau nasteva 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 katiranyatha. Was saying, so what has been told to Bali Maharaj in the previous yugas, the same thing is also enjoined by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially for this Kali Yuga. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Eva Kevalam. So, this Harinama, Harinama, Harinama is the only way. Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. In the age of Kali, there is no other way, no other way, no other way. So there is no other way to give perfection in this Kali Yuga other than chanting of the holy name of the Supreme Lord. It can fulfill all the commitments. It can fulfill all the niyama, means whatever is all the regulations. And it can take care of all the discrepancies. The holy name of the Lord is so powerful that it can nullify the effects of all the discrepancies which we may otherwise face due to lack of proper mantra, proper tantra, proper place, proper recipient, proper time, and proper paraphernalia for worship. We don't have any of these things in the Kali Yuga, but Harinam can actually award everything, the fulfillment of everything, and it can take care of the discrepancies of everything. So Prabhupada is describing, hardly anyone can chant Vedic mantras with perfect pronunciation or accumulate paraphernalia of Vedic sacrifices in Kali Yuga. So we are all faced with this. But in this situation, what is the what is the way out? It is described as Harinama. Yajnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedasaha. So, Yajnehi Sankirtana. Sankirtana Yajna is the best for Kali Yuga. Those who are intelligent will take up to this. So, Kriteya Dhyayato Vishnu Tretayam Yajato Makhaihi Dvapare Paricharyayam Kalau Tadhari Kirtana. So whatever result has been achieved in the Krita Yuga by austerities for thousands and thousands of years, and then Yajato Makhai Tretaya. So in the Treta Yuga, which has been accomplished by performing elaborate sacrifices, and that which has been achieved in the Dwapara Yuga by elaborate deity worship, the same result can be attained in Kali Yuga by Hari Kirtana. Kalau tat Hari Kirtana. Tat kalau Hari Kirtana. So you will get the same result by Hari Kirtana. Tathapi vadato bhuman karishyamyanusasanam etat shreya param pumsam yattavan ujnanu is saying Tathapi, nonetheless, Vadato Bhuman, I must nonetheless act according to the obedience of your order, Karishyami. So I will say Anushasana. Anushasana means Anushasana is saying because of your order. Etat Shreyaha Param Pumsam. Etat means this about all this, which is most auspicious. Param Pumsam, the supreme of all persons, means he is addressing the Supreme Lord here. Yat tava agnya anupalanam. So it is the duty of every individual to follow your order, who are the supreme. So I will tell something. So I must nonetheless act in obedience to your order, because your order is most auspicious and is the first duty of everyone. Sri Sukhovacha. Pratinandya Hare Rajñam Ushana Bhagavaniti Yajna Chidram Samadhatta Valer Viprarshivi Saha. In this way, the most powerful Sukracharya accepted the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full respect. Along with the best Brahmanas, he began to compensate for the discrepancies in the sacrifices performed by Bali Maharaj. Evam Baler Mahim Rajan Bhikshitva Vamano Harihi Dadau Bhratre Mahendraya Trividam Yat Parair Hritam. Thus, having taken up all the land of Bali Maharaj by begging the Supreme Personality of Godhead Lord Vamanadeva delivered to his brother Indra all the land taken away by Indra's enemy. If you see here, Indra, whenever someone performs Ashwamedha Yajna, especially for 100, he becomes alarmed about his post. So, here, Bali Maharaj is in his 100th sacrifice now. Now, if it doesn't complete, Bali Maharaj will not become Indra because 100 sacrifice is spoiled. The Lord is taking care that his devotee will not be bereft of anything. Bali Maharaj wanted to become Indra. So, he maintained his stature of Krishna consciousness. At the same time, he is also awarding him material benefit also. That is what is happening here. I mean, this is my understanding. Someone can throw light on this. So, and also about Prithu Maharaj. One may say that why did Lord said Prithu Maharaj, enough now, you come back. Because there is a purpose. Prithu Maharaj has done his duty as the best king. And he is not actually worried about kingdom here. And his job is complete here as the exemplary rule. So therefore, Prithu Maharaj was said, and also during Prithu Maharaj's case, the Indra was trying to create so many disturbances, and he was kind of creating so many apasampradayas for somehow stopping the yajna. So, taking into consideration of all these things, the Lord said, Prithu Maharaj, you stop the 100. Let there be only 99 sacrifices. So, but in Bali Maharaj's case, even though Shukracharya cursed him, even though whatever Shukracharya has said came true, the Lord is saying, complete this. In
Hare
this
Krishna,
way,
Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
In Prithu Maharaj's case, Brahma actually stopped Prithu Maharaj.
Yeah, Brahma stopped, but Lord also came afterward, right?
Yes. But I think Brahma stopped. That's what I.
Yeah, Brahma stopped. And Brahma is also acting on Supreme Lord's order, right? And
Okay.
if
Yes.
the Lord wanted, he could have done the otherwise also. So means
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, because the attempt itself was not made in Prithu Maharaj's case. Here the Lord himself is telling you take. So okay, that is the understand. Means I got an understanding of this thing because the purport wasn't there in Prabhupada's purport, and I will see if any acharyas have commented on this. I'll share tomorrow on this. So, so coming to this point, now Vamandev took everything from Bali, delivered it to Indra, because Aditi also is his devotee. So he promised Aditi that I will give back the kingdom for your sons. Don't worry. So the Lord is making arrangement for everyone. He is making Aditi happy. He is establishing the universal administration back into the with the Devatas, and he is also making sure that Bali Maharaj, who is a surrendered devotee, grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, is also taken care. That's why he is called Urukrama. Means he acts wonderfully. So many things taken care at one go. प्रजापतिपतिर्ब्रह्मा देवर्षि पितृभूमिभ्यैः दक्षभृगु अंगिरो मुख्यैः कुमारेण भवेन च. So now the paraphernalia of Indra is described here. Lord Brahma, paraphernalia of Indra means, no, it's not about paraphernalia of Indra, who are all present with in that ceremony is described here. Lord Brahma, the master of King Daksha and all the Prajapatis, accompanied by all the demigods, they were the great saintly persons, the inhabitants of Pitruloka, Pitru, Deva Rishi, the and Devarshi can be translated as Lord Brahma, Lord Narada, and also here Deva Rishi means the demigods and rishis. Pitru means the Pitris, Bhumi Paihi, the Manus, Munis, Munis, and such leaders as Daksha, Bhrugu, Angira, as well as Kartikeya, Kumara, Bhavena, Lord Shiva, accepted कश्यपादितेः प्रीत्यैः कश्यप आदितेः प्रीत्यैः they accepted the Vamanadeva as the protector of everyone. Who are the why he did so? He did this for the pleasure of Kasyapa. Kasyapa Adite Prityai, for the pleasure of Kasyapa and Aditi. Vamanadeva is their son. Sarvabhuta Bhavayacha. So for the happiness, for the welfare of all the inhabitants of the universe. Lokanam Lokapalanam. And also to the lokas and to the leaders of the lokas. Akarot Vamanam Patim. So they have made the Lord Vamanadeva as a protector of everyone. So by worshipping the Supreme Lord, by giving him the highest stature, it is for the benefit of all the lokas. It is for the benefit of us. It is not that the Lord is getting something there. So here they have made Vamanadeva as their Lord. When we do Shringara, when we do Kalyana, when we do Yajna, when we do Homa, when we do Alankara, when we do offering, when we do Abhishek, when we do Kirtan for the Lord, it is not only for the pleasure of the Lord. Definitely, the Lord is Bhavagrahi. He is taking the mood in which it is offered. He doesn't take the thing so much so as the with which he takes the mood in which is offered. So when the Lord is offered these objects of worship, this paraphernalia of worship, it is for the kalyana of the whole universe. Lokanam Lokapalanam Bhavaya. Bhuta, Sarvabhuta Bhavaya. So for the welfare of all the universes. That's why when the Lord is Kalyana is happening for the Lord, the mantra is chanted what? Mangalya, especially when the Lord is marriage Kalyana is happening, they chant the mantra. For others, they chant Mangalyam tantu nanena mama jivana hetuna. Mama jivana hetuna. For the sake of my life. Generally, it happens for the ordinary people. But when the Lord Kalyana is happening, where do they chant? Mangalyam tantu nanena lokarakshana hetuna. So it is saying for the protection of all the universes. So, so that is the difference. When the Lord is offered, we are actually getting benefited, not the Lord. The Lord is the Lord of everything. What does he need? He already has everything. What does he need to get? It is like taking the Ganges water and offering back to Ganges. So if we don't have water from the Ganges, we will not be able to do anything. But to worship the Ganga, what do we have? We have only Ganga water. We have to take it from Ganga and offer it back. If we have to worship the Lord, we have to actually take something what the God has created for us. So the Lord doesn't need anything, but it is the intent in which we are offering to the Supreme Lord. So when we do that, then all auspiciousness will prevail. So that's the point. Okay, we will stop here. If there are any one or two questions, we can take. Already our good. Else we can pass.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, it's not a question, but it was just going on in my mind about Shukracharya actually.
Okay.
So it appears, you see, Shukracharya was very learned. He was a very spiritual person actually. In fact, when Vamanadev first came as a Brahmana to Bali Maharaj, it appears that only Shukracharya understood that he is the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
But still, you see, he was not having that, desire. No, that he is the Supreme Lord, but still the desire to surrender is not there.
Yes.
And now we see that suddenly he is speaking, he's accepting that.
Correct.
So what actually is what does this tendency represent? That we know, we know that he is the Supreme Lord, but still he doesn't want to surrender. And now you see it happened. How did it happen? That he's now acknowledging and he's now saying that Sankirtan is the best way to worship the Lord, right?
Yes, yes.
We have seen recently Shukrava. So how to understand this, Prabhu? What caused this transformation and what is this tendency actually? That despite knowing the greatness of the Lord, one doesn't want to surrender to the Lord.
Yeah. So, Prabhu, I think someone's noise is coming. Okay.
Yeah,
So, so my understanding of this is, Prabhu. So this is the general tendency of any jiva in this universe, Prabhuji. And all respects to Shukracharya, he is much more a great personality than any one of us, maybe. In respects to the learning and even the Lord is acknowledging his greatness. And yeah, so what we can understand from this episode is when Shukracharya is acting like this or Indra is acting like this, we have to understand that even the great personalities can be overcome by such tendency, and this enjoyment tendency is inherent within the conditioned soul, and the soul is always seeking ananda, pleasure, and to that end, whatever is promising that enjoyment, the soul will definitely be eager to take. And whatever seems to be a barrier or an obstacle for that, the soul wants to actually go away from that. So Shukracharya never is definitely a learned person. he, as you said, can understand it is Vamanadev who has come, is the Supreme Lord Vishnu who has come. He could understand. However, the enjoyment tendency, the prospect of his, the idea of his prospective enjoyment being diminished or not given, foiled because of the plans of Vishnu, he couldn't accept that. And there are devotees, that is one way of looking at it. Another way is there are different grades of personalities in this universe. Some people, they are like Bali Maharaja, so they don't care about enjoyment or whatever. Their only goal is to follow principles properly. Like we see in devotees, among devotees also, who is that? Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, Jnani. There are 4 kinds of devotees. And similarly, there are people who are akama, means they don't have any desire. They have some people have all material desires, and some people desire liberation. So there are different grades of people who will actually approach the Supreme Lord, or not even if they don't approach the Supreme Lord, there are divisions like that. So when Sukracharya falls into the bucket where he has no total surrender, he is an understanding that he is the Supreme Lord. But that understanding, the jnana part, is not enough for one to surrender. So what is the difference between Sukracharya and Bali? Bali Maharaj has the advantage of being associated with the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord Prahlad Maharaj. And Shukracharya, he did not take that association of Prahlad Maharaj so seriously and Bali Maharaj so seriously. So that is the difference. So what is that? Bhaktya sanjayate bhaktya means only a devotee of the Supreme Lord can give bhakti. So Bali Maharaj could be actually able to surrender only because of the association of Prahlad Maharaj. And Shukracharya did not take that advantage. He did not, he is not, that seed of bhakti is not, it seems that seed of bhakti is not there. He is speaking, he knows that he is the Supreme Lord. He also knows that the Lord, Supreme Lord's holy name is very powerful. Even we see in the day-to-day world also, there are so many people in this world who appreciate chanting, who appreciate what ISKCON is doing. But if you ask them, whether they will take up to Krishna consciousness, they may not be able to take. Because the fear of the material enjoyment taken care, going away, they cannot accept it. This is my understanding, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, it's very nice. Thank you for the presentation. See, and what about Shukracharya speaking very nice words to the Supreme Lord now? We say, Shukra Vacha, he's speaking. So, is it out of realization now, or is it still on the Jnana platform?
It's only, it can be either. It can be either. See, Prabhu, means if we can look at our life, means we can look at our own consciousness now, Prabhu. Means as a jiva, we need not, we can assess how the other person may be thinking also. Like when we see someone like some Maharaj or someone.
No, I was just, my question was like this, Prabhu. See, Shukracharya's words which are coming now in this chapter, are they a result of transformation, real transformation? See, if you see, I have one more example is there in the 4th canto. When Lord Shiva actually punishes Daksha. When he punishes Daksha, what happens is the Daksha also feels lot of remorse.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
He also feels very bad. But
Correct.
if you see, in the next Manvantara,
correct.
Daksha still carries that negative attitude towards
Exactly.
Narada.
Exactly.
So, although the words were coming,
Yes.
but still it appears that the transformation has not happened.
Yeah. So the one thing to note here is, Prabhu, every personality is different here. So we have to see whether in which mood, if the acharyas have commented on this, in which mood Shukracharya has done this. However, even if they not have commented on this, I am talking from a general perspective. It could be either. So why it could be either that if he has gotten realization, that is good. If he has not gotten realization also, that is okay, because uh, generally it happens that when we are given good counsel for some time, we feel that yes, what I am doing is wrong. This is actually the best thing what the Lord is doing here. In this case, he understood that he is Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord proved that actually he is the supreme benefactor. Even though Shukracharya cursed him, the Supreme Lord taken care of the curse, and he is going to make him Indra. So the Shukracharya understood that actually the Supreme Lord is in control of everything, and the supreme thing is to actually to surrender to the Supreme Lord, which has been done by Bali. So he understood all these things, and momentarily he might have felt that okay, this is the supreme thing, and this is what I need to do also. He might have realized that, but he may not be able to ready to take it up like Bali Maharaj did for the whole life. That is one thing. And the other thing is he might have got transformed also. Either way is fine. Fine for discussion sake. So that is the understanding, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yes, Prabhu, that clarifies. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, Prabhu. I think it's 7:04. We can stop. Yeah. If there are any questions, we can take tomorrow. Okay. All right. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.